Hello everyone, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1987 film A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. This movie is directed by Chuck Russell, who is known for directing The Mask with Jim Carrey, and I think he directed The Scorpion King, and he's directed some other really good movies, and he did a really good job with this movie. The story follows Freddy stalking a bunch of people that are in a mental institute who can't sleep because they're having nightmares about him and stuff. And pretty much a group of these teenagers band together with Nancy to take Freddy on. It was supposed to be one last time. This was supposed to be the last one in the series. But of course, that didn't happen. But the movie is written by the creator of the series, Wes Craven, director Chuck Russell, Bruce Wagner, and Frank Darabont, who went on to direct The Green Mile and The Shawshank Redemption and The Majestic, some of great movies in the 90s and early 2000s. I think he also directed Stephen King's movie The Mist and everything. He's a really good director, and they all did a phenomenal job with this script. This is one of the best sequels in the franchise. It's not the best sequel, and it features a really good cast. Heather Langenkamp returns as Nancy from the first movie. She wasn't in the second one, but she came back for this one, and she was really good as Nancy. I think she might even be a little bit better in this one than she was the first one, as far as acting goes and everything. Sorry. Patricia Arquette plays Kristen. This was one of her very first movies, if not her very first. I'm not 100%, but it was definitely one of her first movies, and she was really good in this. A lot of actors, when they make their first movies, you can tell that it's their first movie because it's not as good as a lot of their other stuff, but she was really good in this. Robert Englund is great as Freddy. This is the one where he starts doing his one-liners, but he's still scary and everything. I love that they balance the one-liners and the scariness at the same time and everything. John Saxon returns from the first movie as Nancy's dad. He's only in here for just a few minutes towards the end of the movie, but it was cool getting to see him again, and everything. The rest of the cast is really good. Ken Sagoes plays Roland Kincaid. He was really good, and Rodney Easton plays Joey Crusoe, and Jennifer Rubin plays Taryn White. All of them characters are really likable. Lawrence Fishburne's in this movie. He was credited as Larry Fishburne when this movie came out. He plays the nurse, one of the nurses at the institute. His name is Max Daniels. He's not in the movie a lot, but Lawrence Fishburne has a really good screen presence. It was really before he hit superstardom, and you could tell that he has a lot of good screen quality and everything. Bradley Gregg plays Philip Anderson. Ira Heed plays Will Stanton. Penelope Sudrow plays Jennifer Caulfield, and Priscilla Pointer plays Dr. Elizabeth Sims. She's the one character in the movie that we really don't like. She's like the head of the hospital, and a lot of people. She's like, I don't think a lot of people really like her because she is trying to keep the doctors and everything from doing what they need to do and everything. But anyway, the movie is really good. The characters are all really likable. This is one of the rare things that happens in a horror movie, because you rarely actually care about the characters that are in it, and you don't want to see any of them die yet. You still want to see them die. Of course, part of the thing that makes these movies great is seeing Freddy kill the characters. The kills are pretty great. Some of them are really brutal. Especially, I think it's Phil. Freddy cuts his veins out and is moving him like he's a puppet and everything, and making it look like it's a suicide. That was just really, really brutal scene. The special effects they used to make it look like his veins were hanging out of his body, and that was just really, really good special effects. I think all of the special effects in all of these movies are really great. But I guess the only special effect that I thought kind of looked a little bit bad was the claymation skeleton that they showed at the end of it when they're digging Freddy's body up, and he possesses a skeleton to go to try to stop Dr. Gordon and Nancy's dad, Donald Thompson. I can't remember his name. That Freddy possesses his skeleton to try to stop them, and he looks really, really. The skeleton really doesn't look that great. I mean, it's not bad for its time and everything. It just hasn't aged very well on that part. But besides that, the rest of the special effects are great, and all of the big movie sets, all the sets that they used to make this movie were really great. One of the other things I just love about this film series is the really cool set designs and stuff like that. And Freddy's makeup is great in this, as always. They did a good job with that. Everything. The score in this one is pretty good. Well, like the second one, I don't think it's as memorable as the first. Although I like that they do use a little bit of the score from the first movie in this, but it's not real bad. And the Dream Warriors has a theme song. I can't remember who sings it, but I really like the Dream Warriors song. I thought that was really cool. The cinematography in this one is different than the first two, but it's still pretty good. Like the scores, it's not as good as the first movie's cinematography and stuff, but it's still a good. It had pretty good cinematography, especially on some of the really cool sets and everything. We also get a little bit of Freddy's backstory, and I like that too. I think that was pretty cool. We get a little bit more of his backstory through each of the sequels and everything. And this one, we find out that his mother was raped by a bunch of freaks in an asylum when she accidentally gets locked in a room. So there's no telling who Freddy's dad is and everything. They call him the son of 1,000 maniacs. But yeah, this would definitely be higher up in my favorite films of the series, and It's definitely a great sequel. Not very many times the third one is usually as good as this one either, so I definitely have to say, if I were to do a ranking of the best threequels, this one would definitely be in the top ones of that too. Um, I'd give Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors a 9 out of 10 because it's not quite as good as the first movie, but it's definitely almost as good. Um, and before I go, I'd like to say feel free to like and subscribe, and you can follow me on Facebook at OgreBoy1992. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Matt Hart, who does videos on YouTube. His channel is Random Matt Videos. Be sure to check that out if you love horror. He shares all kinds of cool horror stuff that he gets and everything, and his videos are really cool. And also, if you like horror movies, feel free to check out Killer Flicks. It's a great group on Facebook for horror fans, and you can also, if you like to talk about movies and or review movies or whatever, you're welcome to join my group, Movie Talk and Reviews. And anyway, I'll leave a link in the description for Random Matt video, so if you want to check that out. But anyway, thank you and have a nice day.